So, folks, we have to come on back because members of the JPTT are gradually leaving the meeting without any, official communication to the media. We just witnessed the Vice President-elect, Honorable Jeremiah Kuhn, just walking out. He just left without, talking to the media. However, we are still here, making sure that perhaps the outgoing president's representative, D. Maxwell Kimia, will address the press. All right, but we are still here, making sure that whether the press briefing will hold or not. But the matter of fact is that the vice president-elect representing the incoming government, has just left, without speaking to the media. So logically, this meeting now, as it is being like months harder now because the president-elect representative just left, and we only left with the outgoing president representative as head. So we want to know exactly the outcome of the meeting. All right, so we are here, and we wouldn't go off now until this meeting comes to an end. All right, folks, so we are now live inside of the foreign ministry, waiting the team heads to just come out to be able to talk to the press. All right, so please stay with us. So until we can see heads of the team addressing the media, we will remain live here at foreign ministry. But we want to let you know that the vice president-elect has just left the meeting and also left the premise of this ministry. All right, for what? This is what we want to know. So earlier on, like we told you, the chairperson of the Unity Party also left. Madam Medela Cooper also left. Even Madam Miata family also is not here. So perhaps maybe the both parties, that the both teams, maybe they could prepare, a prepared text now that maybe that D. Maxwell Kimia will just read out to the press or the media. And no one knows exactly how will the JPTT team address the media. All right, and earlier on, the vice president-elect, who is representing the president-elect, Joseph Nyoma Boakai, did not actually speak much. He only told the public that they were going for the meeting, and now he just left the meeting without talking to the media. So we expect now Mr. D. Maxwell Kimia to be able to fully address the press, because he's the only one in terms of head now we look up to address the press as it relates to the outcome of their meeting. So we are live, ready and awaiting them to come out. We will not go off again until we can see the members of the JPTT fully coming out in totality, before leaving this hall now. So please kind of stay with us. But while you are staying with us, bear in mind that nearly all of the officials of the Unity Party, in terms of heads, have left the meeting now. I just told you that Robert Luther Tapper, the chairman, left. The vice president left. Honorable Jeremiah Kuhn just left. Miata family is not here, and Medela Cooper is also not here. They are gone. All right, but the meeting is ongoing. All right, the meeting is ongoing. So why it is that the other side? Why is it that the other side of the team from the incoming officials just leaving the meeting or this ministry without speaking to the press briefly? All right, like the first live we did, we actually rushed on Madam Medela Cooper to, talk to her. She did not do so. All right, just now the vice president just passed on. All right, hastily from the meeting, and he was gone. All right, so perhaps they have already arranged how they could address the public or the media, but representatives from the Unity Party are not talking when they are leaving the meeting. That's one of the things we want you to know, and we can tell you exactly. All right, that is ongoing right here. All right, so we remain live here, like I told you, until all of the members of the JPTT can come out. The team members can come out before we will go off now. We actually want to talk to, Mr. D. Maxwell Kimia, because he is the only head in terms of representing the both presidents. That's the outgoing and the incoming president. He is the only representative representing one of those presidents, and the president is President Joshua. So I think he's the only person now that can really talk to the media as to what is the outcome of the meeting today. So we remain posted right here to know exactly why it is going to that. They are not coming out together. Instead of they are coming out, one by one, and to be frank with you, since the meeting started, I haven't seen the outgoing government officials, coming out. Officials they are coming out. Only the incoming, JPTT members, gradually, individually coming out. So we are here. Maybe, like I told you earlier on, there is an arranged, agreement that this team will be able to speak to the media on behalf of the joint meeting or joint team. It might be so. So we are here to know exactly as to how this meeting will end and the result of it. So earlier on, we actually wanted to go live where the meeting is being held, but Minister D. Maxwell Kimia told us that the meeting was not intended to the public. That's in terms of when they are discussing, when they are in meeting, So he only briefed the media that yesterday they were going for the meeting, and after that they will be able to tell the public the outcome of the meeting, and that was it. Like you listened to my colleagues Africa, they tell you minutes ago that D. Maxwell Kimia, talked about the JPTT team members are working together for the interests of the country, especially as it relates to peace. And that was one of the things he emphasized on. All right, so he did not talk about the inauguration, which we are not expecting them to clearly tell the Liberian people where will the inauguration be held. All right, Will it be at the Capitol building or somewhere else, ministerial complex or anywhere convenient for them? Where exactly will this inauguration be held? It's one of the things that Liberian people want to hear. All right, who are those members that are on the inauguration? Though from the Unity Party side, it has appointed Madam Miata Fambule to be the chairpersons, for the subcommittee. All right, so that is clear. But generally, for the both teams, who are those members, that are expected to be on the inaugural team? All right, who heads a committee? Who could be responsible for a committee? Where will the inauguration be taking place? All right, and for the past 2 weeks or 3 weeks, how are the both team members been working together? What are the results? So these are some of the things that the Liberian people want to hear. So today, until being the second joint meeting, all right, the expectations from the public, I think, is high as to the status of the country in terms of governance. So I think it would be really appropriate that the team members or the heads of the team be able to effectively, address the public as it relates to the status of the JPTT. All right. So it is clear that the both presidents, the president-elect, His Excellency Joseph Nyama Boakai, as it stands, I don't know, maybe they can only give him report that for the past weeks, these are things that have been going on. So there's a result. Maybe he could just say it to the public, but he has not been, involved with the entire meeting. Since he appointed a vice president-elect, Jeremiah Kun, to act on his behalf. All right. In fact, he's not in the country, and I think left was the outgoing president, President Josh Weah, who also appointed, his foreign minister, to deputize him. So those deputies are the ones to adequately and effectively inform the Liberian people as to how are we proceeding, where are we, how is the inauguration. Though we all know that inauguration will be on the 22nd of January. We have more weeks, about like 3 to 4 weeks, something like that. All right, more than that. But the preparation matters a lot, and we need to know exactly who headed the parliament or committee, and where will the inauguration take place. And yes, the Liberian people just want to know exactly how are the both teams working together. All right. So like I told you, we are not going off now. We will remain live right here until the meeting can finish completely. All right, we are not going off now until the meeting can finish completely. All right. So while we remain live, we also want to let you know that most of the officials from the Unity Party are not here. Coming down from the vice president-elect who just left, the national chairperson, some members of the GPP team on the incoming government list, Mandela Cooper, they are not here. Even Miata Fambule is not here. Just all of them just left. All of them just left. All right. I think this meeting is very, very, paramount to the Liberian people because this is the beginning. This is the beginning of the incoming government. This is the beginning and this is the ending for both governments. If I would say the beginning and the ending of both governments. So it's not something to be taken lightly. All right. Everyone anticipates a smooth transfer of power, especially when it comes to peace. And that's what makes the meeting to be important. Because from this meeting, you will know exactly how members of the both teams are working. All right. So we are actually here, So I'm trying to talk to one of my colleagues right here, from Punch TV, from Punch TV to Gibson. We just witnessed the Vice President-elect of the Republic of Liberia, who is also representing the President-elect, His Excellency Joseph Nyoma Boakai, just leaving the hall. What do you think, Mings?
Yes, and I think it's something. It speaks to the fact that probably what the people were discussing in there, they have come to an understanding of the outcome of the meeting. While we're still here, I think it's probably the secretary of the JPTT, the Joint Presidential Transition Team. I think they preparing or compiling reports to brief the press, because it's been stated on the release from the Secretary of the Secretarial, Amos Tuet, that following the meeting, there will be a subsequent briefing of the press. So I think the Secretarial are now packaging the reports to brief the press. So the fact that the chair, the Vice President-elect who is chairing the JPTT has left, and other prominent figures, including the political leader of the movement for Liberia, Mandela Cooper, including the former police inspector general, Gregory Como, former police deputy director 102, A.B. Kroma, Mr. Craze, also security personnel, Miata Family, who is the chairperson of the inaugural committee appointed by subcommittee appointed by the president-elect. So most of them have left already. So I think it's the joint secretarial compiling the reports to brief the press, and that's why they are still in there. But the minister.
But even with that, don't you see it necessary, where the joint secretarial, team, might be comparing the report, for the both heads, the president-elect who is representing the vice president-elect who is representing the president to be here, while also the minister, the Maxwell Kimia, who also represent the president, both of them to be here while briefing the press.
Sylvester, I believe that the vice president-elect, who's a direct representation of the president-elect, has a team of secretarial, right?
Which is be held by Amos
Tuet. Those from the algorithm government, headed by His Excellency President Weah, has their secretarial, and they also there. So they are working as a joint secretarial. So it doesn't necessarily have to see the presence or within the presence of the vice president-elect. The only thing the vice president-elect did, or what was very important, was to be in attendance of the meeting,
most definitely,
and to know what exactly is being discussed. Because remember now, the public is concerned to know where the transition team,
the status of the transition
team. Because remember, January 22 will be the inauguration. So
up to now we don't know where that inauguration will be held.
Yes, and every subcommittee have another subcommittee. So they will have to do other things. So the fact that the subcommittee of the inaugural team appointed by the president-elect, headed by Madam Miata Family, has left, right? You have the protocol to the president-elect. She's off the left. She also left. The vice president-elect has left.
No.
Gregory,
I know you might have a point, right, that perhaps the meeting has been
adjourned,
completed, and that's why most of the officials for the team are leaving. But why it is that we only see officials from the incoming government, and we're not also seeing officials from the other. Have you seen maybe?
No, I've seen the minister of state for presidential affairs.
Okay.
Minister
Blamo?
Okay. He was out there. I also saw the minister of mines and energy, Jackson Murray, also here, but he left as well.
Okay.
So
it's balanced.
It's balanced. It's balanced. It's just that the minister, this is his ministry. So probably in your news, one of the elevators and go to your office. So that's why we didn't see him out, because this is his office. So you don't have to go outside.
So I think one of the things of which those members are leaving without speaking to the media is that they don't want contradiction.
I don't think it's about contradiction. Yeah. I think it's about protocols.
Protocols, yeah.
That's something that I've been lacking in the past administration. Sometimes Sylvester is a journalist, or he's the one responsible to speak to certain issues. But again, Capson will come and speak to the issue when he knows fully well he's not the one responsible.
He's not the right person to speak to that issue.
At the end of the day, he might misquote or maybe misinterpret or say things contrary to what should be said.
Well, definitely.
So that's why you see most of the people. You were there when we interviewed Erasmus.
Yeah, Erasmus. Who is the vice chair for
international
USA Canada for Unity Party?
He said he was not the person responsible to talk. We reached out to A.B. Kroma. He said he was not the right person.
Yes.
We reached out to Mr. Chris. He said he was not the right person.
And I think that's perfect.
We reached out to so many people, and they said they were not the people that are responsible to speak to the issue. So those that are responsible, and the reason is the secretariat is the one that will be briefing the press. So even if the vice president, that was why the vice president went out, he went straight in a car and he left the place, because he's not the one that should be speaking. That's why they have this secretary, they have the spokesperson, they have all the people, so you cannot overshadow people's job. Right. So I mean, like, so if you're telling people that you want to make a change, you want to bring difference, then I think the difference should start from the early stage. So if you're not responsible to speak to certain matter, and you don't have authority over that matter, don't speak to it.
Right. So that's it. I think due to protocol, like you said, and sometimes too, in asking a protocol due to maybe saying something that you should not say in terms of contradiction,
and it will lead to different things at the end of the day. It will have a feedback negatively on the people that you come to represent.
Yes. So I think it might be both either negative or positive. Yes.
But the best thing to do is to enforce it when you know you are not the one to talk about it.
Right.
If you know you don't have an idea on it, even if you have an idea on it,
but once you are not the right person to speak on it, just
every one of them we spoke until they were in a meeting. They listened to what was saying in the meeting.
He perhaps maybe contributed to the meeting.
But they are not the one responsible. They don't club with authority. It's just like during elections time, right? We journalists go to various the polling stations and get preliminary results. But we are not the one to pronounce people to win, even to the extent that we have all the reserve or all the precinct center. The only people that have the responsibility club with that is the National Elections Commission.
Yes, officially.
Officially, they have a club with the authority. So the fact is that once you don't have anything to say, don't say anything, don't talk.
Right.
Because you don't know why it might hamper you, or it might hamper your political institution or your affiliation. So even if you know, if you don't want to talk, don't talk.
Right.
So I think that's it.
So but we are still here. We decided to come on. We decided to come on because if we were to be live, we're going to see the vice president that's going. So we just we posted while the very few that are in there, until all of them can come out, or probably like you said, maybe the both secretariat, for the both teams can come out. Obviously, I believe that they will speak to the press.
They will speak to the press.
Obviously,
because it's been said in the release yesterday. So they will speak to the press definitely.
So So we will continue here, bring you exactly why it's unfolding. And sometimes we have to ask these questions to making sure that it's not everyone knows about why it's going exactly. So sometimes you ask questions that will bring insight to other people who might not have the idea or who might not know anything about it, even if you know it. All right, but we are live inside of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, where the JPTT joint meeting is ongoing. All right, so you just listen to a colleague of mine from the Punch TV, Gibson, telling us exactly what he has observed. Gibson, you are going. Yeah, so seriously,
yes, the thing is, Sylvester, we like we said, we still posted because it's important to note. The secretary will have to inform the Liberian people the status of the JPTT, because
I'm not good. So at this time, the secretary are even bigger than even those guys that represent the both presidents.
Because it's a trench of that's what we call change of command. Because the fact is that people have certain tasks. So when Sylvester is tasked to provide coverage for certain event, Sylvester should be the one to provide the coverage for certain event. If I, Gibson, is tasked to do certain job, I am the one to do that job. So the thing is, secretarial in totality, there are people that the record keepers, right?
Yes,
they play with the record, they do everything about it. So they are the one to tell you and tell us, the Liberian people, about the record. Right, they are the ones. So it's not like they have to do anything or otherwise.
So now, let me ask this question: based on precedents, all right? If you were to be asked in terms of maybe where do you think the inauguration would be held? The last one was at the Capitol building, right?
No, the inauguration is SKD.
Yeah, SKD. Sorry, the SKD, and that was maybe due to a joint resolution from the Capitol building, members of the legislature that it should have been on that side, right? So, but this time around, you have joint committees, you have people appointed by both the incoming and the outgoing, presidents. So I don't even think if I will be asked where will this one, the inauguration to be held on the 22nd of January be held. I know people have been speculating, talking about the legislature or maybe the ministerial complex, or maybe the same place. At SKD.
The fact is, Sylvester, on that day, January 22, you will have a whole lot of people from different dimensions, all walks of life.
Even outside Liberia.
Outside of Liberia, because they joined presidential transition team working in line with the inauguration, the subcommittee on the inauguration, will send communications and letters outside for invitation. For people to come to attend. And this is something, and you will have many Liberians who are outside the country who are one way or the other supporter of President-elect Joe Boakai, or some of them will just want to come to be a part of this. It's history, right? Because since post-war Liberia, I think this is the second smooth transfer of power. We saw that 2017.
Yeah, only if everything goes well after the 22nd of January.
The fact that the outgoing president,
they have started already.
The fact that they have started, so I think I could allude that to be the second smooth transfer of power post-war Liberia. So I think there are lots of people who come, and even here in Liberia, there are people. Do you know there are people who want to come from Grand Jida County? People want to come from people want to come from
rural counties.
They want to come to be a part of it because they were the ones that make the decision that made Boakai to be elected as a president of this country. So some of them want to come to be a part of this process, to witness it, because this is history. To see how the president, outgoing president, would turn over the power of the president-elect Boakai, because it's uncommon in our society. It's uncommon in Africa for an African leader to smoothly turn over power. Right? It's uncommon.
Yes.
So
very, very uncommon.
The fact that the president of Liberia, His Excellency George Weah will be turning all power to President-elect Boakai. This is something that people would like to see. Even if the person all the way in all the way in Ziatown, in Granji there, right? That person want to come to be a part of it.
If someone all the way in Jakaken,
right? You know, the person will want to, because not many people have had that experience. Many people have been able to witness inauguration, especially presidential inauguration. So this will be a time that most people want to be a part of it, right? So it's something that people would like to see. So
even if those that have the plan to be part of the inauguration, even if they will not go to the main hall, because taking in the conservative capacity.
For me, if you ask me, I could still say the SKD.
The SKD.
Because
so you think the SKD is really preferable, right?
If you ask me, I would say yes.
Large capacity.
Because SKD's capacity, I think about 30,000 sitting capacity. Because the fact is that, take a look about or reminisce on the launching of the Unity Party at the ATS.
Yes, sure.
See the campaign launch of the Unity Party. The ending of the campaign launch of the Unity Party. You saw the amount of people that come out at the time. So the people that come out at the time, they will say come outside. So the fact to accommodate everyone who would like to be a part of the inauguration, I would prefer the Samuel Kayando Sports Complex, because it has a capacity of up to 30,000 seats, right? And you will have people coming, people will sit down, and you will have performances. But the formality part will be a part of it.
Do you also know that inauguration, that event is not for everybody, right? In terms of, you don't really have, like everybody coming up, but it's not like what you were saying, like campaign and you had to pull crowd, so people can know that you have weight and you can win election. But I think this one is more like a diplomatic, diplomacy. So, for example, all right.
Yeah, but
there will be restriction. All right, there will definitely be restriction, because even if that would be SKD, all right, but the main event or the hall, you will not still have people going there. Perhaps people will just be going around the area to watch the event and to see who coming or who is not coming, or who doing this and who's not doing this. So you have a good point.
So that's the fact is, even if it is at Mr. Boakai's house, for the worst case or for the other case scenario, if even it is at Mr. Boakai's house, the fact is he will be inaugurated.
Most definitely.
Even if people don't go there, people will watch it on different media outlets, international,
of
local,
course, obviously,
national. The fact is, inauguration will take place. What we're saying is that even if it is the ministerial complex, if it is ATS, if it is here the Foreign Affairs Ministry, if it is Capitol Building, or if it is Executive Mansion, wherever.
Exactly, but I think everyone spoke about Executive Mansion. Do you think it's really possible?
I didn't talk about Executive Mansion.
Okay, I think one of my colleagues were talking about it. But do you think, having such an event, I don't think it's possible.
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
The Executive Mansion is where you have already been inaugurated.
Most definitely. So you cannot go there ahead
when you're not inaugurated. And they cannot inaugurate you in it. So you only be inaugurated and it take you go there.
Yeah, you go there.
So
I think for the executive management is out. It's not possible. So the people want to know your full name, perhaps.
My name is Gibson G, and I work for Punch FM and TV.
Punch TV.
Yeah, and we're here to because this is of an interest for the Liberian people, so we're here to provide the courage and to know exactly the outcome. You remember, this is the second meeting since the destination of people for the transitional team.
I think the first one at the ministerial complex.
Yeah, the first meeting. We had the first meeting. This is the second meeting.
Yes,
so we'll get to know exactly the outcome of the second meeting, and that's how we're here. So yes, it has been a great time, and I appreciate you, Sylvester, for the time. And again, my name is Gibson G. And hats off to everyone that are watching and following the broadcast.
Gibson G is from Punch TV. He was here contributing to the ongoing meeting discussion. Like we previously told you that some executive members of the JPTT have left already, and those executive members include the vice president-elect, UP chairman, and other executives from the other side, that is from the outgoing government, who have also left. All right, but the meeting is ongoing. You earlier on listened to my colleague saying that perhaps maybe the meeting is done, and maybe the secretariat, the both secretariats, are making sure that things go well in terms of informing the public and what to say and how to say it. Perhaps the secretariat will now come to the public to be able to brief the Liberian people as to how is the transitional team going, what are they then doing, where are they heading, and what are those progress that they have made so far. All right, but we are still here. We still here inside of the ministry. That's the foreign ministry, awaiting the joint press briefing to commence, so we can exactly bring you what is unfolding. All right, so I'm Sylvester Chirople. Please kindly stay with us as we bring you exactly what is unfolding right here. So dozens of journalists are here awaiting the garrison press briefing to making sure that the Liberian people can be in the know as to what is ongoing. All right, but since 11 this morning, they started the meeting after a very brief interaction with the journalists. The interactions were led by the outgoing president's representative, D. Maxwell Kimia, who is also the foreign minister, and the vice president-elect, Honorable Jeremiah Kun, who is not here already, just left. So we are here and making sure that this joint meeting, the outcome of this joint meeting can be told. All right. So, as of now, we cannot provide you any exact information from today's meeting. All right, like we told you previously, most of the members of the JPTT who left the meeting actually they did not speak to us in order to tell us exactly how the meeting is or went. So likewise, we cannot tell you exactly the outcome of the meeting. All right, and we obviously told you perhaps maybe due to protocol, that's why. But we are waiting the secretariat or maybe D. Maxwell Kimia, to address the press, because he was the one that spoke to the media early on today at 11. All right, he told the media that they were going for this meeting, and now the meeting is about to end. I don't know if it's end or maybe they compile report or whatever. Yes, so we are awaiting them to be able to know the outcome of the meeting. All right, folks, so please stay with us. We don't want to go live again and see official executive members of the meeting leaving, and then we can bring you live to just a few words from them. Like we witnessed the vice president-elect, just left without talking. All right.